Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. There was, oh geez, a lot of stuff that happened in the last episode. We covered lots of ground, and here we are in the Grand Castle of Lindblum. And we're ready for a bunch of story stuff to happen, so, yeah, let's check this fountain out. So, Memory of Sid the Ninth. I'm pretty sure that's like a giant reference to some game. I'm not really sure what game, but I know it's a game. I don't know. I want to say Resident Evil, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. So yeah, let's talk to this guy. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, he's taking the day off. Umaida? I don't know. Yeah, I guess we can listen to the story. Oh, it's our own chance. Yeah, let's go for it. Alright, wait, what? He just falls asleep. Right, alright. Well, enough dilly-dallying around. Let's head to see this regent here, huh? Get some stuff done. And here we have the minister and get in a fanciful little elevator. Yeah, you'll notice that Lindblum is a very industrial city. So they have lots of fanciful things all over the place. So it's pretty cool. And here we go. The minister's kind of explaining the elevator. There's 3 levels of the castle here. There's the base level, and then the mid-level, and then this upper level, which we're going to see the regent here. And there you go. So the mid-level can take you throughout the town and that kind of stuff, and the upper level is where the regent is. So that's where we're going. Interesting. So yeah, then we get some info on Zidane there, that Lindblum's kind of his home, so. Well, I mean, he seems like a reasonable guy. Zidane's like, we'll make him listen. We'll use force if we have to. Yeah. You'd think he would listen, though. I mean, she kind of knows the minister here pretty well, so you'd think the regent would at least listen to her. And, she bows and is introduced, but there doesn't appear to be anyone here. Huh? What's with the throne? There's someone there. Slider's like, huh? What in the world? Whoa! What the heck is that? It has a giant mustache, whatever it is. Hug? What are you doing there? Whoa! Jeez! Slider just socked the sire. Whoa! Is that the regent? Alright, here's Zidane. I guess he was a little slow getting out of the elevator. Oh, jeez, that's an Oglop. So it is. Oh, BB. I don't know, that reminds me of a saying of, like, other big cities. I don't know, it seems like the typical big city reaction when you get there, like, oh, even this small thing is big in this city. Or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. And of course, you can recognize him by his mustache. And what a ridiculous mustache it is. It looks very French, I must say. I don't know, it just reminds me of French because it's so ridiculous. The French stereotype, I guess, is the giant upturned mustache. Maybe. Maybe I'm just thinking of something else and going crazy. It's possible. So. And now we get to find out that the regent, of course, has not always been an Oglop. He was transformed by some wizardry. And apparently his wife was abducted in the process. So, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. All kinds of craziness are going down here. I guess that's to be expected, though. It can never be just normal. Yeah. Indeed. He's like, we need to talk, but we'll do it tomorrow. Quite the procrastinator, aren't you? Although I suppose it would be nice to kind of rest and all that kind of stuff. Take a break after all we've been through. And yeah, Zidane's like, I can't take that high-class stuff. I'm just gonna go to this local pub here. Soup de Silence. I feel like I should say that fancier, like sub de silence or something. I don't know. It just feels like it should be pronounced all fancy like. And as we can see here, apparently Zaiden's known around here, which would make sense. I mean, if he's lived here and stuff, people would know him. That would be logical. Gosh. How long have we been here and Zaiden's already hitting on some ladies? What about Dagger, huh, Zaiden? What about her? You're just gonna drop her like that? I guess he is feeling kind of down in the dumps, though, maybe. Because, you know, he has to, like, part ways with her and stuff now. I don't know. Either that or he's just being the old Zaiden. And apparently, we know yet another person here. Oh, do you now, Zaiden? I'm not so sure about that. Helga, right? Wrong. How many people do you know? Or I should say, how many girls do you know? Of course he's just kidding, though. Of course he is. Anyways, we get another named character here, so yeah, awesomeness. Freya. Oh man, she is probably one of my favorite characters, next to Vivi at least. It's kind of a toss-up between the two of them, but she's an awesome character. We will definitely be using her as we play through the game. And as we see here, it's been some time since we saw her last, or Zaiden saw her last, rather. I kind of like how they did this, that Zaiden's not really your typical main hero. I mean, most main heroes are like, they've like grown up in some small town or something, and you know, the usual coming of age kind of story happens. But here, Zaiden's kind of already established as a person. I mean, he has like a backstory. He's kind of been around the world. He kind of knows a lot of stuff. It's kind of interesting that they do that. It kind of breaks away from the typical RPG mold. Even though this is a very standard RPG game, it really goes back to the old roots of RPGs. But yet it kind of breaks the molds at the same time, so that's cool. And so we end the day, and now we're back here with the Regent, and Dagger is getting her audience with him. Jeez, another person acting strangely. Apparently everyone is just acting strange in this game. That seems to be the general description of how someone is acting. Zaiden's acting strange, Dagger acts strange, Steiner, Zaiden, wait, I don't know who I said now. I'm confusing myself. It's late, and my mind is not quite here, I don't think. That was quite the coincidence, huh? It was me! I was the turkey! No, I'm not gonna go all the way with that reference. But yeah, so actually a pretty big reveal here. It was the Regent of Lindblum, Cid here, planned this whole kidnapping out from the beginning. Trying to get Dagger away from the castle so that he'd kind of protect her, I guess. So yeah, and he's kind of explaining here, if he would have just like, if Lindblum would have just barged into Alexandria and taken her, that would have been an act of war, basically. I mean, which makes sense, so they had to kind of go the back route to do it. Yeah. And he's saying there that Alexandria never would have asked them for help, as most countries often do. They kind of tend to ignore the help of other countries unless they're forced into it. But yeah, suspicious. And there we go. So it's pretty much confirmed now that those black mages, the golems or whatever you want to call them, that we saw in Dali are pretty much weapons of mass destruction, more or less. So that can't be good. Cid's here kind of like, "Oh, I'm helping you because you're family, basically, not because I'm obligated to," which is kind of cool. Although at the same time, you'd think he'd be helping you for both reasons, not just the one. But I don't know. And then we get a nice little tour here of the airship dock. And as Dagger points out, there aren't any airships. How odd. I wonder why that is. Let's see. Oh. So yeah, apparently, as we've been hearing about a lot of these mist engines that have been running pretty much everything. So they're the main source of power, I guess. Kind of like steam engines, I think, but... So yeah, we find out the real story here is Cid was basically sleeping around and got found out. So things kind of fell to pot from there. But he's still willing to do all he can to help us. So basically the plan is that they repair Southgate, and then Lindblom. The Lindblom as a whole, I guess, is going to return Dagger, kind of like they've rescued her almost, I think is the idea. So it looks good with them, and then maybe they can use that to their advantage to talk to Bran about what's going on. So that's what's going on there. And what's going on with Phoebe? Let's see. Big city syndrome, I suppose. So there you go. And we get to find out where Xioden lives here. It says his hideout is in the theater district, which kind of makes sense. I mean, they did have the abilities to put on a play. It's kind of weird, though, that a group of thieves is hiding out and acting as thespians, I guess is the word for it. Thespians. That's such an odd word. I don't know. And Phoebe's kind of like, I'm gonna go look around, and Xioden's like, oh, I'll give you a tour. And he's like, no thanks. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, and here we go with another Mockster lesson. Of course, I'm just gonna kind of skip through this. We don't need to see it. Although, if this is, your first time playing or whatever, I would definitely suggest going through the synthesis tutorial here, since it is kind of a useful thing to know about. I think my first playthrough, it's actually the only thing I really spend any time reading. But anyways, this wasn't too long of an episode, but we've got plenty to explore and do, so I think I'm going to end it off here. So thanks you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Later.